Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Barstool Sports fans. This is White Sox Dave.
Look at the camera, Dave.
I mean,
White Sox Dave.
This is a video show.
Video show. This is going to be difficult for me, but we'll get through it. This is White Sox Dave.
I'm Chief. Everybody knows we're not doing the podcast. This is a rundown.
Yeah, it's what day is
Yeah,
today?
but they can
Wednesday, January 5th.
It's Wednesday, January 5th. This is the first time I've ever hosted the rundown myself.
Anything, really.
Clearly.
No, I hosted the Sirius show a bunch of times.
That's true.
And it went swimmingly. But this is still an on-demand medium, we'll call it. So I think that good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Barstool Sports fans was appropriate.
Yeah, you don't have to justify you welcoming people to the show.
The volume. The volume was a problem for me.
Yeah, that was a problem for me too, but I powered through it. So we've got a lot to talk about today. First things first on the agenda, Kyrie Irving expected to make his season debut against the Pacers tonight. Russ Westbrook records his first turnover-free game in 5 years. Chief, you're the NBA guy of the house. What do you think about this?
I mean, can I tell you? I just don't give a fuck.
I just don't give a fuck.
Good for Russ, I guess. He's always been like a turnover machine. I don't care. I'm so tired of every story related to Kyrie Irving. I've been that way for probably 4 years.
You
now.
drafted him in what round of the Diva draft?
I did. Did I? Someone did.
He was drafted.
I thought you hate
he
Kyrie.
might have been number one.
I do not like Kyrie Irving.
I don't pay attention to the NBA.
He's gone to my head. I would say it's a top 5 hated person athlete by you.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty. He's just like annoying. It's just like, dude, shut up. Like, just shut up. He had like an opinion on everything. Like, he seems like a team killer. He's one of those guys where it's like, I know he hit the big shot with LeBron when the championship with the Cavs. Seems like everywhere he's gone after that, like he makes the team worse.
I can't speak to that, and I know he's like
I could be wrong.
Otherworldly talented, so I'm gonna take what you just said with a grain of salt, but I'm gonna run with you.
Great handle. He's got a great handle.
Fantastic handle. I saw a tweet the other day, and it made me laugh. You guys want to talk some vaccine mandates real quick? Because we can talk some vaccines.
If we could skip it, I would like to, but
it was when it was announced that Lightfoot was implementing the bars and gyms and shit. You have to have a vaccine to get into any of those establishments. Someone tweeted Lori Lightfoot trying to keep Kyrie Irving out for the Eastern Conference Finals, so like chess and checkers. And I was like, you know what? That's a good tweet. I will retweet that. So, can he play?
He can only play on the road.
On the road and
where they don't have vaccine mandates.
So he can't play here.
He's only suiting up for the Nets on the road.
Can't play here. Can't play that series then, right?
Yeah.
So
Nets are still dangerous though with Durant.
Obviously, yeah.
You know,
they're tied with the Bulls for best record in the East right now, right? Or right there.
They're behind us.
Bulls are number one.
Bulls are number one.
25 and 10.
And Russ Westbrook couldn't give it. He's playing
We're
for
not NBA guys.
the
Fuck Russell Westbrook.
Lakers.
Dude,
now?
should I even say that? Do you know that? Can we say that?
I don't.
Yeah, Dave, what team's he on?
I think the Lakers.
All right,
right?
how about this? The Lakers got rid of Alex Caruso, who wanted to play for less money for the Lakers and stay in LA because he liked playing for the Lakers. And he was like, this is what I want. The Lakers were like, nope.
See you later.
We're getting Russ Westbrook. We don't have minutes for you, Alex Caruso. So
Fine by
great
me.
for us. You should like Russ.
Trash and treasure. I'm all for it. I've watched more NBA basketball this year because of the Bulls than I have since the D Rose era in Chicago.
Averaging 19, 8, and 8. Pretty good year.
Russ. Yeah. I was like Caruso. There's no fuck. What is Caruso like 5, 3, and 3? I don't know. I like Caruso though. He's a fucking perfectly fine backup point guard.
Can I interject here? Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. Okay. Jalen Hurts sends letter to the Washington football team and NFL calling them out after their stadium collapsed on him on Sunday. I think that is a little bit of a misleading headline. There was probably just a little screw loose in the
it was a jarring video.
It was. Everybody was fine. So it's, I think, a funny video because everybody just popped right up and was like, oh, let's take a picture. Mm-hmm. He handled it well, obviously. I thought the stadium staff handled it well because they let the people I think in the back of their head, they're like, someone's going to get in a lot of trouble for this. We'll let these guys, sit in the wind tunnel.
Yeah.
and get their pictures and their social media likes and retweets. But the letter, I thought it was like a little out there for me.
What part?
All of it. Just the fact that he decided to write it. Like, why him?
This is the letter.
It's long. It's not just like, hey, fix your fucking stadium. And I saw people saying, I've never been. It's RFK, right?
Used to be.
Am I dating myself?
I think it's
again?
FedEx Field.
FedEx Field. Yeah. I've never been to FedEx Field, but I saw people saying it's a complete and total fucking rundown dump. I'll take their word for it. Fix your fucking stadium, Washington, D.C.
I remember watching. Remember those the America's Game series about all the Super Bowl winners? I was watching the '86 Giants one. They were doing a marathon of it, and they showed the crowd at the old RFK, and the stadium would like bob and weave, and like the people were so nasty that Parcells just turns over to Sims. He goes, "They hate us so much here, and I love it." And it's just so it's like even that stadium wasn't structurally sound, and so it's like nothing changes. So it looked like a pretty bad fall, and Jalen Hurts.
Someone could have
did handle it well.
Fucked up.
I wish like someone would have popped up and be like, I'm okay, but still, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like that's what. Like,
Yeah, the problem is everybody popped up and tried to take a selfie with Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. Like, good luck trying to collect money in personal injury cases.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh man,
Yeah.
I'm so traumatized. I fell into our starting quarterback's lap and got to take this picture with him.
It's like when Jonah Hill got hit in Superbad. He's like, "Oh, my back," even though he was completely faking it. And the guy's like, "Dude, real talk. Like, I just got in a lot of trouble. Like, I don't have insurance." Whatever he said. But yes, I agree with you. You know who would have told him to fuck off if he was in that situation?
Who?
Me.
Nice.
You definitely would have.
I definitely would have. I've been like, "Get the fuck away from me. I don't want a picture with you. Why would I
Jalen
want a
Hurts?
picture with you?" Yeah.
You would take a picture
Well,
of Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely not. If I don't care about
It would
the
have
Eagles.
to be. Yeah. It would have
If
to
it
be
was like
the
Aaron Rodgers, I would be like, "Get the fuck
What
out
if it
of
was
my
Kirk
face."
Cousins? I feel like that's like.
Okay. No.
Okay.
I would just get up and walk away. I wouldn't tell him to fuck himself though, because he's whatever.
If
Yeah.
you took a picture with Kirk Cousins, would you post it to social media?
I don't think so.
No.
Right?
No.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't take a picture with him.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
my point.
Yeah.
You
Well,
would take a picture with Aaron Rodgers if you saw him. What message would you give him?
I would do the Ronnie Wu one that I do when I see Ronnie Wu on the streets. I'd flip off the camera. It's like when it was the POWs in, was it Korea? They would like Koreans at the
been a
time
while.
didn't know that the middle finger was like we're in trouble. So they thought it was like them waving to the camera, and the Koreans wanted to send to the Americans the image that their POWs were being treated great and like fairly. They were just captives still. So they would flip off the camera, and that let the Americans know, like, hey, they're treating us like shit. Get us the fuck out of here. Fun little
Good
fact.
fact. That is a good fact.
Next up on the agenda, Christian Eriksen, soccer star. Never heard of him. Appears in an interview to talk about the instance where he passed out on the field during the Euros last summer and said that he was dead for 5 minutes before being brought back, and he's looking to play in the next World Cup. Carl, thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough stuff. In UEFA 2020, right, this summer is when he passed out. There was some speculation that this was Dave Yule. This would get your fucking balls working in a frenzy. There was some speculation had to do with COVID vaccine.
No shit.
But I think now that I've seen some stuff, I've seen other stuff. I'm just giving Chief enough of a conspiracy to latch onto if you're interested in this. Christian Eriksen is.
Oh, yeah.
This was so tragic across the soccer industry. He died for 5 minutes, it said.
It's crazy.
That is.
What do you think he saw?
Very
It's like
interested
Jon
in
Snow
that.
shit.
I'm very interested in that.
Like,
just
what?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
If you died for 5 minutes and you saw nothing, would you come out of it and be like, there's nothing there, or would you keep your mouth shut?
I would run my mouth
Well, like, are
forever.
I don't think that, but I don't think you're conscious of that. There's nothing. You know, right? What do you think? You think you're gonna be like, oh, like I'm here, but there's nothing else here? But I'm here. I'm thinking. It's
When
like
I
the
shot
old-
that
How do you know he's-
deer, there was nothing there. I could think for that deer.
the deer was dead.
The deer was dead.
What if 5 minutes later the deer came back to life?
That would have fucking freaked me out.
You know what else I don't understand?
like Tommy Boy shit.
how do you just not go like brain dead? Like how do you not have brain
no, I
damage
know.
or not having
5
like,
minutes?
If you're like dead for 5 minutes, like how can you come back from that?
like I could.
You do need like the Red Witch. You need the Red Witch. to bring-
maybe I can see him like being technically alive, but completely in a vegetative state. Like 5 minutes is so long.
That's
like
so long.
Like when you're younger, you fucking hold your head under the pool and see how long you can go, you know, and you get to like 40 seconds and you're like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Dead for 5 minutes is the longest I've ever seen a soccer player be dead and come back to life.
I think that
normally it's like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they spray them.
And they come back.
pop up.
Normally they're, but yeah,
Right.
5 minutes this guy held out. And credit, this sounds like it was a real injury too. So on that front.
He's
yeah,
dead.
dude, there's some.
IR for dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Died. Pretty
So what
happened? He died.
Christensen not in today's lineup.
Yeah.
He died yesterday.
Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I say? Christensen?
Christensen.
Jake Christensen. Good high school football
Yeah.
prospect.
Shout out Lockport Porters.
And World Cup 2022, which is going to throw a fucking wrench in the sports watching world. It's next December
Yeah.
because it's too hot.
Yeah.
It's too hot in Qatar.
I remember
July.
when they announced that, they were like throwing ideas around, like they were gonna have like these floating like mist clouds to like block out the sun and like keep the fields wet.
Engineered mist
Yeah,
clouds?
like they were gonna like create weather, and then they just were like,
Let's
we
just
couldn't
move
figure
it.
it out, so they had to move it.
The White Sox groundkeeper is putting those fields
Yeah.
together.
He did
That
do
is
that
true.
for the Crown Prince, Sodfather.
That is true. I don't know if it's true. I'll take Carl's word for it. Last on the agenda before we get to the after show. Rest in peace, Blackberry. Blackberry announces that effective yesterday, none of their phones will work going forward.
It's a shame. It's my first ever smartphone.
What counts as a smartphone? Just be
I
able
think that.
I
I
had a
you could
Razor before that.
But like,
was
I
that?
don't think you could do emails from that. Like,
I can't remember.
This was like, I should shout out my old buddy. I haven't talked to him in a long time, Pat Cullity. The way that fucking keyboard worked is that like I would put the phone in my pocket and it would just like hit P and go to him, and then I would accidentally pocket dialed Pat Cullity 150 times. Like he would just get like these 8-minute.
He doesn't mind BlackBerry going out of business.
He fucking like I haven't talked to him.
Block your number, probably.
I think he probably I don't think I've talked to him since I was 24, and it was like he was a high school teammate of mine at prep school. Great hockey player. Played in the AHL for a while. Very good hockey player. But like I called him by accident. I don't think I've ever called him on purpose, like once, but I called him by accident like 100 times, and that was like my biggest problem with BlackBerry. So
I loved BlackBerry because on college trips to wherever we were playing, I would sit there for fucking hours playing Brick Breaker.
Brick Breakers.
Yeah.
that was the move.
That's a top. If we drafted games, just games, period. Like I think you can make an argument for Brick Breaker to be.
Were
on
you
that
good
graphic.
at it? I was fucking awesome.
I
at
was
picking by
okay.
the
We
end
had
of
a couple guys that were sharks on the back of the bus,
The-
and you and I were like in college baseball. We're talking
Yeah.
about, right? When you're on the bus trip and you.
Yeah. Nothing to do.
BlackBerry's innovated the ability to text multiple girls to maintain multiple relationships, because in college you're like T9, you could text. I remember being in college like, I'll just text this girl and like I'll meet you out, or like this is crazy.
That's probably
And
That
then
was
I
like-
remember
yeah.
like my buddies that first had the BlackBerry, and they're just like the thumbs are so hot. They're
Yeah.
just flying around, just like
Haven't-
sending messages, responding to emails, and I'm over on like my Motorola. Like, is that cool? And
you-
that takes me like a minute. No.
you needed like elite manual dexterity to run a BlackBerry, because like those little keys were like so small, and if you have fat thumbs, like you just it was very difficult. It was very difficult.
But a lot of people didn't like the iPhone at first because they're like the
Where's the
BlackBerry
keyboard?
keyboard.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to touch it. But then Apple did the thing where like it like you could.
Yeah.
It like has a little. Yeah, I know what you
The
mean.
iPhone one typing on that thing is.
I don't think I, had an
I
iPhone
think my first
until
I stuck with the
4.
BlackBerry for a while.
Yeah.
I think I was a 3 or a 4
Yeah,
for
something
iPhone.
like that.
Yeah.
We had a guy in the frat that showed up one day and was like, it's like second semester. He's like, ah. Everybody went nuts. We're like, you had a fucking iPhone?
Everybody did that with a lot of phones. The Razor, everyone. If you had a Razor, that was when I was in
Remember
high
those
school.
red
that was like
razors that all the
fucking-
celebrities had too, like the red ones? You don't remember that?
I don't
it
think
was like
so.
I think it like benefited like some AIDS foundation. But back to the BlackBerry real quick. That was my first like smartphone for my first job out of college. Brick Breaker. If I hated that job, and if I had to like, I would go to the bathroom and just like pull that out and just sit there, and like it would be to the point where like your legs go numb.
Yeah, your foot
Yeah.
falls asleep.
Yeah, like you're just sitting on the toilet playing Brick Breaker for so long, like avoiding all of your job responsibilities, that your legs would go numb.
I
Sitting
had
on the
that with
toilet.
Circulation.
Sudoku in 2011. I went through a weird run with that. This is Dave. There's a good transition. Can I make it?
You
Do
can
it.
absolutely.
It looks like Mincy filmed that video with a BlackBerry.
Hey,
Boom.
good job.
Got it.
That was
Nailed it.
unbelievable.
Thank you.
And Harry, play the clip.
We're at halftime. Kansas State's all over LSU 21-7. But hey, I'm with Kelly in Vegas. We're in Texas, so got to eat some barbecue and some nachos at halftime. Impromptu food review. I'm going to check out a chopped brisket sandwich from Killian's. Looking pretty damn good. She's got some fire brisket nachos. Let's see what we got. Pretty damn good for chopped brisket. Hope I don't get barbecue all over me. I'm already down pretty bad in this game. I'd say the brisket's got good flavor. Solid barbecue sauce, not too sweet. I'm gonna give it about 7.7. Like, very solid for concession stand barbecue. We had world-class Truth barbecue earlier. Hard to compare it to that, but very, very good. How's yours?
Okay, I'm gonna give this an 8.1. The brisket is good. It's pretty smoky, which is not really my style. You got the nacho cheese, the pico de gallo, and a little bit of sour cream. Pretty good shit.
You got good presentation on yours as well. Mine's a little sloppy. We're about to get back to this game. K-State leading 21-7 at halftime. More food reviews coming around the Nation Center.
Carl, you love that video.
Dave.
I don't think Harry produces this.
Yeah, but somebody just played the clip.
Someone played it. I had to cue him up.
I love Mincy. We
such a
bonded very
goof.
closely at the College World Series, so I know exactly how this came about. Like, I know somebody else filmed it. He's like, just text it. It was like, do you want to film it on mine? He's like, no. Just text it to me. And you know when
It
you
was the old White Sox Dave move.
and when you send a video via text at the fucking Sugar Bowl, or not the
It's
Sugar Bowl, the
impossible.
Texas
Yeah.
Act Bowl, when there's 45, 50,000 people around you, you're probably not going to get very good quality.
Nope. That's fine.
Still
We've all
love
been there.
Mincy. And I think there's something about Mincy, like, doing content like this. It makes it. I would rather see Mincy make very low quality content than highly produced stuff.
I feel like all of his videos, or a lot of them, he's just a shooting star. Like that, like all like these just crazy random things that aren't intentional. Like the thing with you at the College World Series where he's like, we got a pitcher's duel. And then like while he's talking, jacked.
Got an old-fashioned pitcher's duel on our hands. Jack Leiter through 4 innings has allowed no hits. He's been phenomenal and dominant, but so has Heupel for NC State. Feels like the first team to score is going to have a great chance to win with how strong these pitchers look. We're halfway home. Unbelievable game and atmosphere. A little slice of heaven in Omaha on an evening night. You can't beat it.
Home run! We got our first inning. We as you say this is live. This is live.
And so, and then this, like, he's not trying to like, I don't even think he realized that
He
like,
didn't care at all that the
yeah.
video was like, whatever, I'll just put the video
Yeah.
up. Like, people are fine.
people will be fine.
Yeah,
with
people
it,
are-
but, like,
people just fine.
that's gonna be like, that's the only thing anyone's gonna talk about. So like, you could watch that video on mute and like get the full effect of it because of like the funny thing is just how bad the quality was. So he's a one of a kind guy. I'd like to spend more time with Mincy.
Mincy's good people.
Seems like it.
Mincy is good people. And then last on the agenda was from today, Dave, I'll call him Dave 2, confronting me, Dave 1, for being late to the office
We're
today.
talking about Portnoy.
What time do you get to work usually?
Like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Did you fucking say anything to him? Don't laugh right now because I fucking texted you hours ago and said I was gonna be late today.
Hey, what did I tell you? I said he was at Comcast, Dave. I told you, Comcast.
Didn't have an internet. I didn't have a TV today. I had to get 2 different guys from Comcast at my place.
Do you know
And
I was
I
coming
told
into the
him-
office today?
Hours ago, yes. And I told him hours ago.
Why won't you tell me?
Do you want me texting you ever?
How many times have I been in this new office?
I don't know. None.
This is my first.
First. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the boss is in town, maybe show up on time. It's a bad look.
No shit. And that's
So
what I
then
told
text,
him
be like,
hours ago.
but text me. I don't like,
Okay.
no, you're right. I don't like talking to you more than I have to. But
For sure.
if you're
That's
gonna
why
be late, I know
your
there's
guy-
the one day,
your
there's the one
liaison
day, there's the
right
one
there,
day, there's the
right
one day
there.
that I'm gonna be in the office. Like, hey, Dave,
For
I know
sure.
there's the one day. I'm
He's somewhere. I think he's doing pizza
Or
review
did
right
he?
now or something. But he is in Chicago. We're opening a bar in River North. You guys have both seen it. I have not seen it yet. We'll see it tonight or next day or so. Real quick, give the spiel on that.
It's like a nice Chili's. I'm kidding. It's a fucking great dude. It's like I said, Public House and State Bar had it, baby. It's very sleek, slick. It's almost like I don't work here. I don't like. What are we doing here? Like
Yeah.
this is not it'll be so cool that I feel undeserving.
Well, and Portnoy had the comment where he's like, yeah, like we got to get people in there. Like, I don't want to just see a bunch of fat guys in there, like referring to us.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, like it is. It's like a cool guy. It's like a cool high-end sports bar. Like, and that's a place where we're going to make ourselves belong, but it does feel like too cool for us. Too cool for me.
So help us make it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, help us make it cool. As soon as we are fully open, we will send out the bat signal.
Are you working there? I heard you were a bottle service girl.
I got my breast augmentation surgery scheduled.
Sparklers.
So yeah, all
I
that
would
shit.
love to do like a guest bartend sometime.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of telling David Declans or Dante like, yo, I'll fucking do this for a
Or
night.
we can do it here.
Now we can do it here.
You would?
Yeah, I'd do it
Yeah.
for a night. I have bartended before, so it wouldn't be like. It's fucking hard work, by the
What
way.
are your
for-
strengths and weaknesses as a bartender?
Carrying conversation. I'm great at that. I always make drinks stiff.
So
Stiff.
the bar will lose money that night.
Not necessarily. They won't make as much money as they should have. Not lose money, though. But my clientele would be getting hammered and having a good time. And that's all I care about because I don't have equity in it.
Your
the bar.
clientele, listen to this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But Dave, I was late. I had to deal with Comcast bullshit. Chief, you can take it from here because you saw me first.
Carl, I'll just say that you're lucky you didn't see Dave first.
And I'm happy to find out about this afterwards.
Yeah, Dave came in 1,000 miles an hour, hair on fire, like steam coming out of it, as angry as like you can get.
Yeah, I
Like,
was not happy this
You were
morning.
at a 9, a 10 is when you start like screaming at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, I walked in the office and Danny's sitting there like fucking ready to snipe me.
Our social
We
media.
all knew
yeah.
Dave was coming to the office
Yeah.
today. We didn't know what time exactly. Typically, we're in here. If it's like 10:30, everybody's in the office.
Yeah,
you know, and like
10:30.
Sometimes
I
we'll be
got here at
later
11.
and- yeah,
11 or so.
fine.
And
when Dave came in here, there might have been an hour 15. He got in here about 10 a.m. and he was like, "Wait a second, where's White Sox Dave?"
Yeah.
And so it was just like an hour where he was like, "Where's White Sox Dave? Where's White Sox Dave?" And we were doing the podcast at noon, so it was around 11. You came in.
yeah, I texted Ed. So long story short, my cable and internet are down. I told them you guys have to be here first thing in the morning. So they gave me the window 8 to 10. And I call Comcast as soon as I fucking wake up. And after dealing with them last night, demanding that they either cancel my service or have a tech here at my apartment as early as they can possibly be here. So they said between 8 and 10. I'm like, all right, I can deal with that. So they got there right at around 9 a.m. It was one guy at first, and then another guy apparently was working in another unit in my apartment building, and he couldn't figure out how to fucking get my TV and internet working. Obviously, I can't work without the internet since I work on the internet. So
We did have the internet
if
here.
it was, I would have just let them go, but my fucking dog is in there, and they're sitting there, and I think they were trying to rip me off because they told me on the phone if it was a fix that they didn't need to come out for, like I screwed a cable in too loosely or something, then they would charge me $100. And once they got the cable connected to the TV, it just gave the same error code that I've been seeing for the last few weeks on and off. So they're like, yeah, it's a connectivity issue for the cables, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm looking at the TV right now. It says error code. Something's going from the box to the TV from Comcast. Blah blah blah. So eventually they fixed it. I told Ed at 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm gonna be probably pretty late today because I couldn't leave the tech there with my dog because my dog would be driving him crazy, trying to bark at him, whatever. So I thought I was gonna be after 12 p.m. today. Eventually, I figured out I got here at 11, and Dave had his little fucking video. I was fucking so pissed off at Comcast, I wanted to kill somebody. Obviously, I didn't, but I came into the office
Credit to you.
and
You didn't kill anybody.
Danny has the camera piped into my face, and
Danny
I
was
did not
doing
want
his
to
job.
fucking see that camera.
He was doing his job.
And then I wound down, and here we are. And that's it.
And that's the story.
And that's the story.
So you weren't like, you were at no point you were nervous. He was like actually mad at you.
No. Nothing. I was pissed at Comcast 1,000%. I was gonna, unfortunately, probably unfairly, take it out on somebody else because I couldn't take it out on them.
It's called displaced anger. You should get some therapy for that.
A lot of people said you overslept today because you were up too late last night watching Banshee.
That's not true. My cable cut out probably about midnight, which is now when I go to bed. I used to fall asleep 9 o'clock. Now I'm pushing later.
We should just end the show.
I hope it's fading out. I hope the show just faded out.
Just like
Just cut it.
cut to black, fade to black like
Yeah.
Sopranos.
All right, that's the rundown.
That's the rundown. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Next week.
Go download Redline Radio. Bye.